All right. I think we're good.
All right.
So first things first, Jesus Salazar, welcome in on Undergo with Jayskode. I am your host, Juan Carlos. Um, you want to introduce yourself? Like what?
Sure. I mean, what do you want me to say?
Like what do you do? What do you do for a living? Uh,
Sure.
I
Um,
don't know.
yeah. So sure. So my name's Jesus Salazar. I've been a good friend of Juan since we were little kids. Probably known him since I
Mhm.
was probably like 8 years old or something, 9. So we go pretty far back. Um, but I'm 24 years old right now. And I currently work as a chemist. So that's what I do for a living. Um, I'm a silicone chemist. We can talk about a little bit more about that later if you guys want. But to keep it short, that's what I do for a living. And I like to work out. And I also have a side business with my friends called Stock Strategies, where we teach people how to trade stock options, and we provide like resources for them to get into the market.
Oh, so I actually want to take it back. I want to take it back to high school. Um, you graduated what year?
Uh, I graduated from Winimi in 2014. Yeah, 2014. So it's been a while.
We got a Viking alumni in here.
Yeah.
Shout out to Monday. Um, so because I wanted to start off from when you graduated high school um, to college. What was your mindset? What were you thinking? Did you want to go straight to college, or did you were you thinking about other options? Like,
Uh,
what was your like it's what was your meta? Like, what was your goal? What is that? What you wanted to do? Go straight to college, or what was it?
yeah, I guess that was the plan ever since I was like a junior, an early senior. I mean, at first, I played soccer. Obviously, the dream was to do that.
Yeah.
Um, but then I also, found that I really like science. Um, so I decided that I wanted to go through with that. So I had, I didn't really have a preference as to whether I had to go to a CC or if I wanted to go straight to a 4 year. So in my senior year, I applied to, just local schools.
Oh,
Um, so it was anything in California, all the UCs and Cal States. Um, and I mean, I had a few soccer offers, but they were all out of state, like in Florida. And
no.
I just didn't want to make that move. But
You
I
paid?
decided to apply to all these um, local schools. I mean, I ended up getting into every single one that I applied except for like San Diego State. So I had my top three options, which were UCLA, Santa Barbara, and San Diego. And I mean, I ended up going through with UCLA. I mean, as soon as that acceptance came in, I was like, I'm gonna go there. Like,
Right away. You knew
yeah,
that was the
yeah,
spot.
yeah. I was like, no debating where I was gonna go. It's like, all right, I got into UCLA. That's where I'm gonna go.
Imagine if you would have took the Florida, it's the scholarship.
Scholarship. Yeah, I mean, I thought about it. It's, um, there's a lot of thinking behind it, right? Because, um, like one, I mean, the thing is, I already had basically like a full scholarship to go to UCLA too. So I mean, I was already basically
What
like
were
not
the
gonna be.
what were they offering you at Florida?
It was a full ride.
What was the full ride?
So I had a full ride, and I mean, but for UCLA, I applied to a lot of scholarships, and I basically had most of it paid for. Like all I had to take care of was like my rent. Um,
Damn.
so I just worked while I was in college to like make up for that and for like whatever else I wanted to do like for fun.
Uh-huh.
Um, and the reason why I didn't end up going to Florida was because two, like one, like if you commit to going to college ball, like that's basically like what you're there for, right?
Yeah.
So it's either that or you're studying like you probably won't be studying like a major that you're like trying to get a career in. Like you're gonna be focused in on the sport.
On the sport.
um and I mean, yeah, like you take the risk with you could move on to go pro, but then there was also that sort of risk where um if it doesn't for some reason work out, like that degree is almost gonna be useless.
Yeah.
So
You could end up getting hurt. You could I don't know. You could start slacking in school.
yeah, I mean, I like the science field. So like once I got into UCLA, I know there's a lot of opportunities there, because UCLA has like basically one of the best like undergraduate science
Uh-huh.
programs there is. There's like basically you can basically like use any instrument. Like UCLA has like all the funding in the world, has like the smartest professors, and there's just a lot of resources there. So it was just a good choice overall once I got in. Like ever since I was there, like I could basically like learn whatever I want, or you know, if I didn't know something, like there's like all these professors that have like Nobel prizes and all that, and it's just like there's just a lot of resources.
Yeah. Well, a lot of good athletes went through UCLA, like Lonzo Ball, uh, Westbrook. Who else?
Yeah, I was there when Lonzo Ball
I know. I was gonna
played.
ask you about
So
that. Did you ever see
yeah,
him?
yeah, I saw him. I also saw his brother, um,
Angelo,
Jello, Jello.
middle one.
Yeah, the middle one. He would. I mean, I saw him around campus a few times. I mean, he'd be driving his Ferrari around campus. It was pretty crazy. Um, yeah. So I mean, I saw a lot of different athletes there. Because I would work out in the morning before class. At one time, I saw LeBron running.
LeBron.
Um, yeah, LeBron was right there just practicing his jumper, like in the local like the school gym. I was like, what? I was like, well, that's LeBron James right there.
You should have went
Um,
up to him.
no, I didn't bother him, but I was watching. I was just right there watching.
You've been like, "Yo, LeBron, what's up?"
Yeah, and then one time I was working out in the gym, and because like UCLA is also like where like Manchester United sometimes practice in the summer and like Real Madrid. So one time I was right there just and Mexico practices there sometimes too.
Oh,
So one time I was just like in the gym and I
uh,
see like the Real Madrid players, like they just come into the gym, they were just working out.
yeah.
Um like I was like right there working out and I saw like Marcelo, um Ramos, and they were just right there like walking in the gym and they were just asking other people like, hey, how much like more reps you have? They're
That's
just they're
crazy.
yeah, they were just waiting for people
That's
to
a
finish working
trip.
out. It was funny.
That's crazy. So, damn, and they never like went up to you at all.
Nah, I didn't. I mean, I didn't bother them while they were working out. It was funny though. I wish. I mean, it would have been cool to just like go over to Marcelo. Like, yo, can you spot me real quick? Like,
I didn't have been. See, if I was you, I would have done that. At least, hey, what's the worst that could happen?
yeah. I mean,
You know?
I met. I mean, yeah, I met a lot. I met. Well, I didn't meet Tyler the Creator. I saw Tyler the Creator on campus once too. I was like, yo, Tyler, and he just flipped me off. So I was like, oh, yeah, I was like, that was Tyler for sure. Um, and I also met the DJ artist Cascade. So there's always like celebrities on campus. So that was cool.
Oh, that's dope. So let's take a step back. So you're going in UCLA. What was your major going in?
So going in, I was going in as physics. So I was going in, thinking I kind of wanted to get into um, not engineering, but kind of like towards that field.
Uh-huh.
But like really quickly, I decided that that's not what I wanted. Like within my first like semester or
Why?
quarter. So then I was like, all right, like let me expand my options. And then I decided that I wanted to get into like the not necessarily like somewhere in the medical field, but I didn't know where. So I kind of switched to the not life science because I ended up being biochemistry. So it's still physical science,
Right.
but it's basically in the middle. So with that degree, I could have gone to med school if I wanted, or I can go to pharmacy school, or I can do what I'm doing now as a chemist because it's kind of in the middle. So that's what I ended up doing. But my goal while I was in school was I actually wanted to do pharmacology.
Mhm.
So whether it be like a pharmacist or just get into the pharmaceutical industry.
Yeah.
So while I was there, I was in a few different labs. The main lab that I worked for was the Graeber lab. And essentially, we were working with skin cancer. So I had my own project where I was sort of investigating like a specific, um, how do I explain in simple terms? Um, mutation that was kind of going on in the DNA of people with skin cancer. So
Uh-huh.
there was essentially like DNA that was like aggregating outside the chromosome. So usually, like, you have your chromosomes, and that's where it's all at. So there
Uh-huh.
was something that we found that was called a double minute. Basically, it comes off of the chromosome and it aggregates, and then it just spreads, and it just contains DNA um, that ends up coding for proteins like RAS, which is like one of the more common cancer um, proteins. So I did that basically for 3 years while I was in college, working under that lab, and I was also working as a pharmacy tech because I was also considering going to pharmacy school. So I worked as a pharmacy tech at CVS, and I also worked as a pharmacy tech at the UCLA hospital um, because I was trying to get into or I thought I wanted to go towards somewhere in the medical field, but
Oh, okay.
that research experience kind of gave me the best of both worlds. I was like, doing research for the medical field while I was also getting experience to like get a job after, like in chemistry or something. That's what I ended up doing.
You see, what I thought you were going to school for was for something about the ocean, something like
Oh, marine biology.
marine biology. I thought that's what
Yeah.
you were going for.
No, I that was like it's like a passion I had, but like when I was going to school, I was like, that's not gonna make money. Like I can just like learn about it on the side or whatever, but I was like, I'm not gonna commit my life to that.
That's true.
Um, there's a lot more opportunities in if you study chemistry. Like everybody needs a chemist, right?
Yeah.
Um, like any product that you sort of work with, like there's usually a chemist involved somewhere.
So what products are you working on right now as a chemist?
Yeah, so I work for a company called NuSil in Carpinteria, which is owned by Avantor, and Avantor is like a pretty big, I'd say like a life science pharmaceutical company. It's global. So we got bought out by them, and NuSil focuses on making silicone products. So everything that I work with is like a silicone based product.
For like
Some
breast
of our
implants or
breast implants.
yeah,
Yeah, so breast implants is our biggest product. So that's like
of course.
basically the bread and butter. That's like the biggest industry
Right.
that we work for. So we're actually the biggest supplier in the world
Right.
for breast implants. Um, and I mean, we also make like other sort of medical devices, like any silicones that go into like your heart pacer, um, people who need like artificial joints, like people who have like really really bad arthritis. We have like products that you can literally inject in between their bones,
Really?
and in between their bone, it basically cures and it becomes like a really soft silicone, and their bones are no longer like rubbing against each other. And then we also have products that are like conductive that are used like in iPhones. And then the last one that we do is we have like really um, we have products that are able to withstand like very extreme environments, and these type of products go like on rockets or like airplanes, so they're coated around the airplane or rocket, and they're able to like withstand like the whole minus like 100 degrees Celsius and go up to like 300 Celsius without like any change in the product. So
So it's like a coat, like a coating that you guys put
yeah,
over.
so there's like coatings. There's also like adhesives that go like in between the metals. Um, there's like coatings that like go inside the
Inside the
actual like fuel tank, basically just to like coat the tank so it doesn't like wear out. So there's a lot of different products like
that,
the application for silicone like literally goes everywhere. Like there's
who,
like
who's the biggest supplier?
I think it's either us or like this other company in China, but like we're definitely top three, like biggest.
That's,
Um, like you'd be surprised. Like when I worked there, I was like, all right. When I started working there, I was like, like it's like I don't know like how big this industry is, but it's huge. Um,
did you
like we're always like backed up on like work. Like there's more demand than like we can like even supply. Like we're always just backed up.
I believe it, and that's insane. And
Yeah.
who buys from you guys most? Let me guess, like LA.
I mean, we have private clients. I don't think I'm allowed to say their names,
Oh, okay.
but I mean, we also do like space government contracting.
Mhm.
But we have a lot of like smaller uh clients around the world. Like, I mean, I'm not allowed to say who they are, but there's like silicones that go in your phone. Right?
I don't understand that.
Um,
What are you saying? Like silicones that
so like
go.
if you were to like take apart your phone, there's like basically something has to be conductive so like the power can transfer from one place to another, and silicones can have those properties where like you can basically have a silicone and it can have like also like some sort of fine metal within it like copper, and it can like basically transfer like energy through the product.
I'm a consumer and I don't give a fuck about that. I just care about if it works or not.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, there's tons of there's tons of applications. I mean, we basically make like other rubbers and yeah, man.
Take me back. You were talking about those cancer, skin cancer. Me and Jazz, my girlfriend, we were talking about because we were talking about some stock that she was looking to buy.
Uh-huh.
Something about cancer. I don't know. And she was saying, man, it won't make any money because nobody, there's no money in it. And I was like, who knows? I mean, I was gonna ask you, do you believe? Because we asked this question, like I asked her this question, like, do you think there's a cure for cancer?
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
No,
She thinks it's the opposite. She thinks that there's a cure for cancer, but the government or somebody, a private
no,
company, is hiding
no, I
that
don't think so.
cure because they would make too much. I don't know, money. I don't know.
No, I don't think so. I mean, not that I don't think like I'm like 99% sure that there isn't. Um, and like, cause so, like it's easy. It's kind of like easy for somebody like. I mean, I'm not trying to say that like anybody who's not in this field, like like you
Like
can study whatever you want, but if you're like not in the field, it's easy for you to kind of think like, oh, like why hasn't somebody like made this yet? Like it's so easy, right? Like people are saying like, oh, like they were able to get this COVID vaccine out like within a year. Like why can't they cure cancer?
yeah,
Um, but it's not that easy. Like I mean, this COVID, um, COVID was already sequenced like years like behind. Like there's like virologists that travel the world and they gather all the DNA and all the proteins, so that like if for some reason some sort of outbreak happens, like we kind of already know what's going on. And COVID is so this virus, like it's basically like everybody that has COVID, you have the same virus. Like that virus is basically made up of the same thing. So that's why you're able to make a drug to target that virus. And what's so hard about cancer is that cancer is completely different for each person. So cancer is basically like a mutation in your DNA, and since everybody's DNA is different, like there's no way to like just target
right.
that. So like a medication that works for one person is not gonna work for the other.
I,
So that's why like I don't think so. Like, and like if you have skin cancer, like any treatment for skin cancer is completely different than like if you have like kidney cancer or like brain cancer. It's completely different.
what do you think about um, cannabis for cancer?
Um, I mean it's not gonna cure it, right? Like
But but
cannabis can like help like sort of ease the pain and like sort of put if somebody's like you know because cancer can be painful, right? Like some people start getting tumors
yeah,
like in their stomach and their brain, and it's just painful, right? And they're just like consistently on like really heavy opioids,
yeah,
and those things are very addicting. So I mean, if you want to use cannabis for it, like to help you get by, I mean, I'm sure it can help, but
it's not gonna
it's
cure
not
it.
gonna cure it. No.
Right. That's crazy.
Yeah. No. Yeah. Cancer is crazy. Like like as I was studying it, like it just like I would study it and I'm like, all right, I'm onto something. Like I was like, dude, am I really gonna like fucking discover some like, am I gonna get the, like some sort of cure? Like no, like it's just so hard. Like every time I was like onto something, like I'd like start gathering all my data and like I would like discuss it like with everybody else, and then we kind of just go back and like, man, like no, this isn't it. Like
Damn.
there's something else that we're missing here. I mean, I was able to um uh target it. Um, God, what was the rem Remdesivir, I think is what it was called. The medication. I was able to um specifically target that double minute that I was talking about, that replication of the DNA.
Right.
So I was able to treat it with this BRAS inhibitor medication,
Uh-huh.
and I was able to actually like stop the replication from happening. But I mean, it doesn't stop the cancer. But I mean, it's a step forward. I mean, we were able to get it was able to get published. Um, so I mean, that's a step forward for everybody else. But I mean, I wasn't able to
Wow.
get the cure, right?
Yeah, that obviously, yeah. And your project with that is you move forward with that, or you still kind of interested in that, or you still
Oh, I mean, I kind of left it at the door. Like once I graduated, like I was going back for a little bit after graduation to help out just to finish.
yeah.
But um, a lot of that type of work, it's kind of hard to continue. Like I can't just like start up my own like lab, right? Like, like, oh, like if I can't just start up a lab here at my house, right? Like if I want to keep going at it, like those instruments are like insane. They're insanely expensive. A lot of times, like even if you go work for a pharmaceutical company, they don't even have the resources to do that.
Mhm.
So a lot of that happens in academia, like in schools, like because schools are funded by the government, and a lot of like people are being paid to research this type of stuff. Um, but I mean, yeah, I mean, I like it, but I mean, I don't know. Honestly, it was like really stressful.
So,
Um,
so
but I
at
mean, it was cool.
so at the end of the day, you graduated with your, what is it?
Biochemistry, bachelor's.
Biochemistry.
Yeah,
Dang. And that's it.
yeah. So it's just biochemistry. Bachelor in science and biochemistry.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't double major or minor in anything else. That was it right there.
You were committed. You were balls deep in biochemist.
Okay, yeah, dude, it was hard, man. Like,
How hard?
um,
Like
I
sleepless nights?
mean, it was hard, like for sure, like it was hard. I mean, definitely like going from like a school like Winimi, like to be honest, dude, Winimi was trash. Like when it comes to like actually like an education, like it was terrible. Like when I got there, I was like, dude, what is this? Like, like the work was like 20 times harder.
Yeah.
And I mean, it came to a quick like realization that I mean I didn't learn much over here, so I had to like put in a lot of work. Um, so it was definitely kind of hard to transition.
Mhm.
But I mean, I enjoyed it. That's kind of what got me through though. I liked the science behind it, and it was kind of easy to study. But you'd be studying literally like every day for like 5 to 6 hours. On finals week, you're just like basically plastered in the library like 12 hours straight.
Were you how healthy were you during college? Were you hitting the gym, or were you just like getting by?
I mean, I was hitting the gym, but to be honest, like it's kind of hard to like stay consistent with like a diet, honestly, in college, because like you're just like kind of running back and forth. And honestly, sometimes you're in the library and you're like, dude, like I want to eat, but I don't want to leave. Like, like I gotta study right now. Like like sometimes you just wouldn't want to eat. Or like, if I was in the library, like I would just get one big meal and like that's all I would eat for the day.
Damn.
So like I diet was probably the hardest thing. But
I,
I would still work out like every day, every other day.
mhm.
And I would play soccer. Like with some friends that I met over there. There was like a school league and we would compete right there, so that was fun.
Oh yeah, you didn't try out for the school?
No, I didn't try out for the school.
Not even like
those in like open those in like open trials for the school.
There's no open trials for them.
Not for the team.
I'm sipping some wine.
Nah, they're good, dude. That like the UCLA soccer team is fucking good. Like,
Oh yeah.
yeah, they're really good. I
So,
mean, all sports they're good.
well, yeah, basketball, soccer,
Football,
volleyball.
do gymnastics, like gymnastics, women's gymnastics is extremely good.
Mhm.
Like the tennis players are like one of the tennis players um this year she's like a sophomore or something. She got second place at the Austria like the world tournament like a month ago, and she's a sophomore at UCLA.
Okay.
It's
Damn.
crazy.
Damn. So, for whoever's listening, whether they're about to graduate high school or they're early in school, or maybe they're in college, do you recommend for somebody to